everybody. Welcome to another great episode of Tad Talk. We have an awesome show today. We have two incredible musicians, singers on with us today. And we're going to show you some videos like we always do. And you're just going to be blown away like you always are. So today we have, and I don't know where they are on the screen where you're watching because everything's reversed on Zoom. But first off, we have Nick Milward. Nick, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I am good. As you can tell by the accent, Nick is in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I seriously thought he was in England, but just speak for a second. Let the ladies hear that beautiful voice.
The accent. Yeah, I get that a lot. Everybody comes into work and they're like, "Oh, can you just speak?" I'm like, "No." Maybe I'll start my own, phone line.
Exactly. How's Tulsa right now?
It's hot. It's like 34 degrees, which to the Americans is like 90 something. But it's quiet and it's pretty and it's, it could be worse. We're on phase 3 of lockdown, so we're pretty much back to normal.
Oh, good. That's good to hear. And also on the other side of the screen, where is it on this? It's on the other side over here. We have the amazing Brett Shaggy Travis. We'll call him Shaggy today. How are you doing, Shaggy?
Hey, man, I'm good. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. It seems like you're in not in a house like people usually are. Where are you right now?
Today's plans have shifted and twisted a few times away from us, and I am in the cab of a U-Haul because we're moving a bunch of furniture from my parents' garage to our new house. Because we've been living on camping furniture for about 9 months, and it has to stop sometime. So today was the day, and there's been some roadblocks, and some plans have shifted, but here I am. I'm glad I can make this TAD Talk from the front of a U-Haul cab.
Love it. So you're taking a break from the moving for a good hour and a half.
Well, I am, but if you hear any big thuds behind me, it's my wife doing all the moving. So let's keep this interview rolling.
Oh, that sounds good. Well, and you're in New York right now, right?
Yeah, but not like New York City. My parents live about an hour 10 north of the city, and then our new house is about 2 hours north of the city, and it's 20 minutes from Bethel Woods, where they had the original Woodstock concert.
Ooh.
Yeah. Which is now completely closed, which was the reason we moved there. We were going to get lawn seats and everybody's plans. Everybody's plans mean nothing. There's no point in making them anymore.
You look like you came straight from Woodstock. Let's be real here.
I feel like I did come straight from Woodstock. Yeah.
Maybe you did. I mean, I don't know. Maybe your parents had a good time at Woodstock or something.
Maybe, man. Yeah. I mean, I've always been drawn to the Woodstock thing, clearly. And the 1960s and the Woodstock movements and everything that happened have completely shaped my life. So it feels really good to be living so close to what Kendra and I consider home, my wife and I. So being so close to Woodstock, the original site, is you could feel it in the air. It's good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Well, if you've seen TAD Talk before, I think this is season 2, episode 17, I think. We took a break from it yesterday because of Blackout Tuesday. It's something that we really believe in here at TAD, so we wanted to make that happen. But we're back today. And if you've seen TAD, you know that we go into 3 random quick-fire questions right now, and that's exactly what we're going to do today, keeping to tradition. So the first question, I'm going to start with you, Shaggy.
All right, I'm ready.
All right,
Okay.
First question is, you wake up in the middle of the night and crave a snack. What is the first thing you're going for?
Oh, I have a dwindling supply of Girl Scout cookies in the freezer. And they're fast dwindling because every night I wake up and I need a snack. And yeah, we've got 4 boxes of Thin Mints that are fast decreasing. Yeah. So I'm going to go with those.
Is that your
God
go-to?
bless you, Girl Scouts.
Is that your go-to Thin Mints?
Yeah. Frozen Thin Mints, yeah.
Yeah. Samoas are mine. I love me some Samoas. All right, Nick, you wake up in the middle of the night and crave a snack. What is the first thing you're going for?
I think I'd have to make myself a bacon sandwich using English bacon, local kind of fresh baked bread. I know that's a bit of a long-winded snack, but it's just so good.
Oh, it's so hard to explain British sandwiches or rotis to anybody who hasn't had one. The bread is so different. The butter is so different. The meat is just everything. It's just Mild.
Fresh.
Oh, and fresh, exactly. Linda just commented, "Not my pretzels. I'm crushed."
I haven't had one of Linda's pretzels. You'll have
Linda,
to mail
this
one
is
over.
not the first time we've brought up your pretzels in the last 5 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Your pretzels are gone. That's why I wasn't grabbing them. They lasted like a day.
Nick hasn't tried your pretzels, Linda. I mean, we need to make it happen. They are to die for. Really
Send them over. I'm all willing for. My wife loves salty snacks, so she will devour those, I'm sure.
Perfect. All right, Nick. Second question coming to you first. This is going to be a fun one. The earth is flooding, and you were tasked to follow the path of Noah and build an ark where you will house 2 of every animal. The problem is you built it a bit too small, and you have to sacrifice a species. Which animal are you leaving behind?
See, instinctively, I want to say like cats, but then you lose lions and all sorts of things. So I'm going to go with a more obvious choice of flies, because especially in Tulsa, they're a nightmare. Like once the summer starts, flies, mosquitoes, anything that's not essential to like pollinating flowers, get rid of them. They don't need to be here.
You built it a bit too small. You couldn't fit 2 flies on there. All right. Shaggy, coming over to you. The earth is flooding. You're tasked to follow the path of Noah, build an ark where you will house 2 of every animal. The problem is you built it a bit too small, and you have to sacrifice a species. Which animal are you leaving behind?
All right, so we've got this new property that we just moved into in September. So we're doing all these works on it, and we've got a pond, and it's beautiful. You can see straight down to the bottom. And 2 days ago, I think I was about to get in it for the first time because you're having a really hot day, and I'm stripping off and I'm getting ready. And right before I jump in, a snake swims its head above the water and just starts swimming through the pond. A snake. Snakes aren't supposed to swim. So I'm picking snakes because I want my pond back. And that pond, I don't even want to go near it right now, man. Could you imagine?
Oh my gosh. I love how you build an ark on the water and then you take away something that thrives on water.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Whatever it takes. Get that snake out.
All right. Third question, Shaggy.
Mm-hmm.
A genie appears before you and gives you the ability to learn the full truth about one thing. What would you want to know?
I'd pick languages because I'm not great at languages, and I've lived in Germany for like 12 months and didn't pick up of like 4 words of German, all food words. So like, I wish I was better at it. I love talking to people. I'm so chatty and such a social guy that like sometimes language becomes like a big barrier, and I wish it was less one. So I would pick languages.
Nice. That's a great answer.
Yeah, that's much better than mine.
Nick, a genie appears before you and gives you the ability to learn the full truth about one thing. What would you want to know?
I think I've been watching so many cooking programs since being stuck in the house, obsessed with like MasterChef and stuff. So I think I'd want to know the entire ins and outs of food and cooking and making everything taste phenomenal. That would be my thing.
Awesome. And Ross is crushed right now, our producer, because he was really hoping that somebody would say aliens.
It's too
I think
easy.
there's some things that are better not to know about, man. I went to school in New Mexico, and all of my New Mexican friends have alien stories, and I'm like cool with leaving that book shut.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to go well for us if we find aliens.
Yeah,
I've seen those movies. They don't go good.
We don't need anybody else to argue with.
Exactly. We don't need anyone else to argue with us. So that's such a good point. Well, those are great answers. I love those questions. I love those answers. And in TAD Talk, after those questions, we always go into the careers of the panelists we have on the day. And the careers of these 2 guys are so awesome in every way. And Nick, I'm going to start with you. Tell us how you got started with singing and music and how you got interested and how you got where you are today.
So I guess my first memory is dancing around. So I grew up in the kind of the 80s, late 80s, 90s. So dancing around to kind of Michael Jackson's Bad on LP on the record player with a wooden tennis racket, so like a vintage tennis racket, and the old headband around the head, and just dancing around and pretending to play the guitar. I still can't play the guitar, so I'm still pretending. But doing that like 6, 7 years old, and then I got dragged to my sister's school's concert where they wanted extra people to sing all the choir stuff for Joseph. It wasn't for like the musical, it was just a school's thing. But there's videos of me yawning all the way through, but singing everything like loving it. But then when I'm not singing, I'm like, as an 8-year-old. So you could argue I didn't enjoy it, but I think I did. And then I had a big break, and I didn't probably get back into singing properly and stuff until I was 14. And I joined like a youth group who needed boys, as everybody does, and just started doing it. And I was doing it religiously, like probably 10 or 15 shows and concerts a year through school and stuff and bits and bobs. And then when I was about 17, I went to see Fame in Leicester, where I'm from. And in the program, in the middle, was like a list of stage schools and stuff and quotes and all sorts of things. And obviously Fame is about being at a stage school. And that was the first show where I got that kind of buzz and that kind of excitement from watching. And I was like, I want to do this. I want to do what they're doing. I want to be on stage. And so I auditioned for a place called Mount View Academy and got in randomly. I'm quite surprised. But I got a scholarship, so I was able to go, and then spent 3-4 years in London. It was awesome. And I didn't want to leave. I did the 3 years, and by the end of the third year, I was like, right, now I'm ready to do some training, because, you know, you're actually ready to learn. But it was great. And then we left college, and then you're like, what do I do? But I was quite lucky. I managed to get a couple of roles in new musicals around the UK and stuff. And then I landed into cruising in 2007, and I've been doing that on and off for about 13 years. So it's when I was in college, like kind of that era, cruising was considered, you know, no-go. It's not good for your career. Don't do it. My agent didn't want me to do it and all that sort of thing. And now it's like, go do a cruise, earn us loads of commission. So it's just interesting how different it is now. And obviously because of all the mega musicals that are on ships now and the level of entertainment, it's nice to see a big turnaround. But when I was coming out of college, it was like, it's going to ruin your career. But it didn't. So I'd go away for like 6 months, do a cruise, travel the world, and then I come back. And in the UK, during the Christmas time, like there's so much stuff in theatres, pantos and corporate work and everything. So it's a really busy time, which is great. So it was pretty much a year full of work. Not in musicals, which I trained to do. I still actually would love to be in a musical, love to be in a show. But at the end of the day, when you're, you know, constantly working and traveling as well, and at the time earning more than you would have done as the ensemble in the West End, you know, it's crazy to think about. So, but yeah, I've loved traveling. And then I got into guest entertaining through being on cruise ships, obviously, and watching hundreds of different entertainers and learning from them and seeing what I liked and what I didn't. And then, yeah, here we are. Now I was able to do my own show and join December 63 as well. And then it all came crashing down, and now I'm a home baker and dog walker. So it's fine.
We're all in that boat right now. It's crazy right now everywhere in the world. But you said that you want to be in a musical someday. Let's say someday you make it to Broadway, the West End. What are your 3 dream roles?
So I think I'd love to do We Will Rock You and Rock of Ages, kind of as 2 separate musicals, but on the same kind of vocal line. And then I think I'd love to be in The Wedding Singer. That's an awesome role to play that. Again, need to learn the guitar. Although I did learn that song, and that was my first dance song at our wedding as well. So I have a connection with that. But that's an awesome show. Yeah, I think those 2.
Nice. I can see you as like an Elder Price.
Yeah, with this cheesy grin. Yeah.
I love it. It's great.
Jim Carrey on stage.
Exactly. Well, honestly, I haven't had the pleasure of working with Nick yet because obviously we're both in December '63, but we play the same parts. So whenever he's not available, I step in. Whenever I'm not available, he steps in. All that same thing. But I really want to work with him someday because I've obviously seen clips, I've seen videos, and I've just been blown away by his performance and his voice and just everything about him. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit of what this guy can do. Let's run that video of Nick.
So, 62 years of marriage. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but whether it's been a day, a month, or 62 years, there's always a time when you wake up one day and you just want to scream. I want to break free. I want to break free. I want to break free from your life, your soul, self-satisfied. I don't need you. I've got to break free. God knows I want to break free. It's strange, but it's true. Whoa, I can't get over the way you love me like you do, but I have to be sure when I walk out the door. Oh, I want to breathe, baby. Oh, I've got to breathe. Oh, I want to break free, but life still goes on. I can't get used to living without you by my side. I don't wanna live alone, no, but God knows I've got to make it on my own. So many can see. God knows I got to. God knows I need to. God knows I want. To break free.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Round of applause for Nick Milward. Absolutely. So the best thing about Nick, obviously he's a great performer, as you just saw yourself, and you could probably already tell this just by watching this, but he's just down-to-earth guy, great guy. And when you're watching those videos, we can like speak between ourselves and you guys won't hear it. So we were talking about being stuck in quarantine with our other halves because we're two of us are married, one of us is soon to be, and I think all three of us can attest that we picked the right people because even a month of quarantine, we're not sick of the other person yet. So all good stuff. All good stuff. Have you, Nick? Have you and your wife picked up any new hobbies or anything during quarantine?
I have. I bake bread now, and well, to be fair, actually, is she watching? I'm not sure, but she better be. She's learned to cook a little bit more. She's more confident in the kitchen. She's gone from not burning, everything to just burning every other thing. And she bakes good cookies. So she's doing good. So good job.
Awesome. Well, Nick, obviously you're incredibly talented, and I'm sure everyone watching can agree with that. So thank you so much for being on with us today.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Of course. And now we move over to Brett, Shaggy, Travis. Brett.
Hey.
So you've had quite the career as well, Brett. How about you start from the beginning yourself? How did you get into it? What made you fall in love with music to begin with? And
I didn't grow up with a lot of music, actually. Like, I know I was in the choir and things growing up, and I grew to like musical theater, but my parents don't listen to a ton of music. So I didn't really get into music until high school or even maybe college. And then it was like this giant magical box opened, and I got all of the music at once from the last like 50 years. So like I remember originally like burning CDs onto Napster that were just mixes from like every single across the board genre, seeing and just trying out different things and feeling where I fit in with music and things like that. So it's been like a weird journey. I got my start doing Shakespeare. So there's a Shakespeare professional theater like a half hour away from us. And I think I did 7 or 8 summers of interning there, starting when I was 16 and going till I was 24 or so. And I did every job under the books there, from like, I started as a wardrobe manager just because I would do anything to be there. So they paid me $50 a week, and I would be doing the laundry for, I think, 17 Shakespeare actors in a show with like a food fight. I had like 11 loads of laundry to do every single day. So, but just like anything to be in the theater. And then that grew to these like really amazing friendships. And the people at that Shakespeare festival were a lot of recurring casts. So they literally watched me grow up. Like they became like my other family. And come summertime, from the time I was 17 onward, I lived with them. So I'd know the same people, and they kind of became like the people that I learned everything from, not only in theater, but like also in life. And the big passion at Hudson Valley Shakespeare Festival was singing karaoke. So I didn't know much about music, but all of a sudden we'd be going to karaoke in these dive bars. Like we'd find the worst of the worst in the town, like the fluorescent lit ones, like by golf courses, just terrible places, and transform them into these like wild clubs where these actors with voice training would come in and just like start doing Bon Jovi out of nowhere. And I was 17 years old with a fake ID or just somebody trying to talk me in. And I wasn't drinking at the time, but I was like in it to win it with karaoke. And then I wrote them a couple of years ago, right after a TAD gig, and I showed them a video of Tenors of Rock, and I was like, guys, all that karaoke paid off. I'm doing professional karaoke on a cruise ship for a job, and it's the best thing ever. So yeah, I don't know, like karaoke kind of launched my career. I went to college after that. I went to the College of Santa Fe because my parents said I was not allowed to go to the College of Santa Fe. So that was the only college I applied to. And don't bother looking up the College of Santa Fe. It has since closed, but it was a magical Hogwarts place of learning for, I think there was only 700 kids in the entire college. So you knew everybody. And our theater department was like 100. I did like 20 something shows there in 3.5 years. And then I did my final semester in London where I cut all my classes and just ran around Europe. And I was looking at like my career and I was like, wow, you've had like a really varied career. But then I got real about it. And really, I've just done the musical Hair like a lot. like over and over and over again. I've done it, I think, 6 times now. And I hope I keep doing it forever, man. Or at least until I'm way too old to do it. Because it's like, I've done it twice in 2 professional productions, tours across Europe. I got my equity card for doing a production in Chicago. And it's just like too much fun. So I've been really lucky that everything I've ever performed in, I've been so enthusiastic about and have just like always wanted to do. I've performed every single one of my dream roles at this point. So now it's just kind of like doing them over and doing them better and having more fun with them. It's great. I've landed with TAD Management like 2 years ago, and I've done my first solo show ever with them with the Glen Campbell experience. And ever since then, it's just like a combination of my 2 favorite things in the world, like traveling and performing and making people smile. And it's been such a game changer. I love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So awesome. You've done all your, I was going to ask you, what are your 3 dream roles, but you've already done them.
I've done them, man. I really like, I grew up and I saw Rent for the first time, and my parents are like an hour and a half from New York City. We saw it 17 times on Broadway after that. Whoa. It was like in my senior year of high school alone. It was like it was all I wanted to do. And I got to do it. I think twice. Yeah, I've done it twice now, play Roger. So like that was like a major bucket list item. I remember the first time, like on our opening night production in Fort Collins, Colorado, like taking the stage and singing Seasons of Love for the first time. And just like remembering being in high school, looking up at Broadway and being like, that's all I want. And to do that in any capacity was such a blessing. So I got to do that. I've been Jesus and Jesus Christ Superstar, which I love because it's so screamy and Led Zeppelin-y. And I've gotten to do Aida and Radamés, and Aida is like my biggest. And I got to do that. I've made like lifelong friends from it. And Hair. I've done Hair 6 times. I've been like every role possible in it. It's been a really wild, fun career. And I just love that every contract that I take keeps getting more wild. And the adventures that my life just keeps twisting and taking me to are so good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, really unplanned, man. I mean, I am somebody's steering this boat, but it ain't me.
You know, I love how you went from Shakespeare right to Bon Jovi and Guns N' Roses. Just huge leap. I love it.
Just take all that Shakespeare training and just throw it away. No, it's made me a smarter actor for stage productions and stuff. But more than anything else, it's taught me, I worked really heavy on the backstage side at the Shakespeare Festival. So it taught me how to not be a horrible human being as an actor. Because it gets really easy to forget what world you're in when you're like taking the stage and things go wrong. And I've seen it happen. And wow, the way that those backstage people get treated can be pretty rough. So I'm really grateful for my training backstage and for learning from like some amazing mentors at that Shakespeare Festival.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not too, I'm ashamed of this, but I'm not too familiar with a lot of Shakespearean work. But is Henry the Fourth? Is that
Part 1 and 2?
Yeah. I saw Henry the Fourth a couple of years ago, maybe a few years now, in California with Tom Hanks.
Oh, right on, man.
Oh my God.
You went to see it with Tom Hanks?
Yeah, he was like, it was the smallest theater. He was like 20 yards away, just right there. Oh my God.
Oh, you mean you went
You
with
know
him?
what? Performing in Seven Summers.
I didn't go with Tom Hanks. I wish, that would be amazing. No, I saw Tom Hanks in it. No, it was just so cool. But that was really my my first introduction to anything Shakespearean. I loved it. It was just hilarious and great. And just to obviously see one of my heroes on stage was just crazy. But like I said about Nick, Shaggy is just the same. He's an incredible performer, an incredible singer, but an even better guy. Just as soon as you meet him, you just feel like you've known him for years. It's absolutely fantastic. And just to prove to you how good Shaggy is, let's roll a video of him.
Yeah, it's Shaggy! Shaggylicious! Oh, yeah. Yeah, she stood in the street, smiling from her head to her feet. I said, hey, what is this? Now maybe she's in need of a kiss. I said, hey, what's your name? Maybe we can see things the same. Now don't you wait or hesitate. Let's move before they raise the parking rate. Yeah. All right now, baby, it's all right now. All right now, baby, it's all right now. Time there was a 16-year-old virgin. Oh, my God. I just got back from looking for San Francisco. Really next year. Slow down, looking for have you seen my 16-year-old tattoo woman? Heard her story. She got busted for her beauty. Here I go again on my own, going down the only road I know. Like a trip that I was born to walk alone. Here I go again. Here I go. Here I go.
That's all I can say about that. All I can say about that. Oh, amazing stuff. Shaggy, Brett, Shaggy, Travis, everyone. What do you like to be called? Brett or Shaggy or just Travis?
Oh, no, I prefer Shaggy. Yeah. It makes people smile. It gets the point across right away where we're going with this.
I mean,
especially on a cruise ship life when you meet like couple thousand people at once. Like, and you want to get to know people. Oh yeah, Shaggy's it's been fun.
Oh yeah, you know it's funny. You say Brett, and you can't really see it as much as when you say Shaggy. Automatically, you think Zoinks, and then
yeah, man. Every now and then, you just life gets really clear, and you realize who you are.
Exactly. Well, I asked Nick this as well, but have you or your wife picked up any new hobbies or anything during quarantine?
Yeah. Well, quarantine is it's been tough for us because I'm a really social person, but in another way, we can't see any of our neighbors from our new house. We have 10 acres up by Woodstock, which we're renovating. So we're inundated with projects. So I think that the biggest thing that we've picked up is chicken care, because we just got a little flock of chickens, which is we're living the dream, man. Yeah, every day is a wild country dream. So yeah, I'm doing construction. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of stuff, but chicken care has been brand new information.
Oh, that's awesome. We need to get you back on Tad Talk where you can just be with the chickens the entire.
Yeah, more with the birds and less with the U-Haul.
Exactly. Oh man, both of your careers are just so awesome, and they're only going to get better and better. I know it.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, right now we're going to go into a section that I love called "Where in the World is Terry?"
Where in the world is Terry?
Where in the world is Terry?
Yeah, well, Terry right now is in Anthem, Arizona, at the house, working on trying to get us back on the road and back on the stages and stuff like that. He had to
avoiding the bees and the scorpions.
Avoiding the bees and avoiding the scorpions, not successfully. But I think he could use a beer and some sunlight. We all need that a little bit. But what my dad does when he hosts this is he puts himself. He changes his virtual background like what I have here. I can change this to anything I want. Like, for instance, I could change it to Mr. Bean if I wanted to. I could put it to my dog, Kenny Doggins.
Oh,
There. Whatever I want. And today, I'm going to put myself in movies. And you guys have to guess what movie I am in. And I've made them pretty easy today, so I don't think that you'll have much of a problem. But We'll see. So, Nick, I'm going to start with you.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Oh, it's Back to the Future.
Oh, immediately got it. Immediately. This is my favorite movie of all time. Back to the Future. It's so good. Would you have gotten that one, Shaggy?
I think I would have only guessed it because I know it's your favorite movie, and I would have thrown it out there immediately because I've only seen Back to the Future once.
Oh, okay. Well, it's great. It's been great having you on, Shaggy.
I know. I'm sorry. It's been fun being on, man.
Somebody had a Facebook post yesterday where they said, "Oh, I found this outside my high school, this picture, and it's of George and the
George and Lorraine."
Somebody's commented is like, "That's from Back to the Future, you idiot, not someone's mum and dad." But the post is like, "I really want to get this picture back to them. Let's share it and let's get it back."
Just literally a screenshot from the movie. I love it. All right, Shaggy, here we go.
All right.
Movie.
Is it good?
Doesn't help
Ooh.
right in the middle.
I don't know, man. You're blocking a lot of the movie. I don't think I've seen this movie, man. Oh, it's Indiana Jones.
Yes.
Which one?
Which one?
It's Last Crusade?
Yes.
Oh, great. Oh, right on. Yeah.
And
Hey.
The Last Crusade. Boom.
Yeah.
Nice job, you guys. I should have given you Back to the Future.
Just played it again.
You guys want another one? Just for fun?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. Nick, I will start with you.
Right, just move. Oh, what is this? I have no idea. Is it The Shining?
Isn't that the shot? Yeah.
It is The Shining.
Boom.
All right.
Oh, the romantic location of your wedding.
Yeah. All right. And this one is pretty easy as well, but I'm going to give this one to you, Shaggy. You ready?
I'm ready. Forrest Gump.
Oh, my God. Immediately.
Seen that one. Yeah. When you know it, you know it.
Oh, nice job, you guys. Nice one. Awesome. Well, that was Where in the World is Terry. That's one of my favorite sections. I loved that. And right after that, we go into, unfortunately, the last two questions of the show. And while I'm asking these, if anyone does have any questions on the feed, please feel free to ask them. I'll throw them out. And, well, I won't throw them out. I'll ask them.
Yeah, no question.
Immediately garbaged. Send them in.
And, well, I know Linda said that you need to send her your address so she can send you some pretzels, Nick.
Anytime, Linda.
Yeah. Worth it, believe me. It really is.
Anytime anybody wants to send me pretzels, I'm game. Yeah, just as a general
Free food,
internet
it's great.
rule.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right. So the first question of these last two questions, I'm going to start with you, Shaggy.
All right.
So you're going to get 2 phone calls tomorrow from 2 musical artists asking you to collaborate with them on their next project. Who do you hope is on the other end of that phone?
Willie and Dolly.
Nice.
I have an it's pretty explicable. I have a soft spot in my heart for those 2 musicians that has been there forever. I just love the 2 of them to pieces, man. I would do anything to be in a room with them.
Just be in the room with them, not even collaborate, just be.
Oh, yeah. It's like, just soak up some Willie love. That would be amazing. And Dolly, could you imagine just like the positivity that radiates off that woman? I'd love it.
See, me and Nick we just, since we're British, we had a good laugh just now about soaking up some Willie love.
Oh, I bet you did. Yeah.
So close your ears, kids.
Just shows where my mind's at. Sorry.
Nick, you get 2 phone calls tomorrow from 2 musical artists asking you to collaborate with them on their next project. Who do you hope is on the other end of that phone?
I think if I was going with like people who were still alive, I would want kind of Brian May and Adam Lambert to be calling me up and be like, "Can you come and join our next tour?" I'm like, okay.
That would be incredible. That would be amazing. Just to like, Adam Lambert is incredible on his own, but just being in a room with Brian May.
Yeah.
What a legend. What a genius.
And just the stories and everything would be amazing.
I know he wasn't in very good health recently. He had a heart attack. But hopefully he's better now. Hopefully he's on the mend. Really hope he's doing well. But all right. And then before we get into our second question, we have an Aaron Levine here who said, Shaggy, how is your epic garden?
It jumped the shark, guys. That's the best way I could put it. So we're building this garden in our backyard, and all of our neighbors are warning us about the animals, especially the deer, because deer can jump up to 8 feet. So we're building an 8-foot garden, but we didn't account for slope. So in some parts, the garden's 8 feet, and in other parts, it's 13, which is a very big difference. So yeah, it's taken on like a little bit of like a very defensive looking garden at this point in time, but it's working because we haven't seen any animals in it, although they're all like lined up staring at our vegetables. So
maybe like zombies outside, they're just clawing at the fence.
Exactly. They're just like pushing their faces up against the fencing and everything else. Yeah, it's good. It's a nightmare. It's good.
We want to get some sort of fruit tree in our backyard when we get a chance.
Yeah.
I'm thinking mandarin, just because
right on.
Fresh mandarins are just the thing. I love them. All right, second question. Nick, I'm going to start with you. So you can spend the next hour with any 2 people, dead or alive, anywhere in the world. Who are you going to spend it with? Where are you going to be? And what are you going to talk about?
I think I'd have to go quite sentimental, and I'd spend it with my mum's dad, so my granddad, and then my dad's mum. So my granddad passed away about when I was 10. So before I even started the whole kind of performing career. But he was the one with my nan who took me to see like Panto for the first time, like the British kind of Christmas show. Somebody wants you to move there, Shaggy.
Can you move? Could you get somebody?
He's off. That's it. But yeah, what a way to ruin the tone. Never mind.
Keep going, Nick.
No, yeah. So my granddad who didn't get to kind of see me do my career, and then my grandma who passed away about 5 years ago. She did see a couple of shows, but never really got to come on a cruise or anything, or see like me my full potential, I guess. But was always there, supportive, not necessarily of my career, but just as me as a person and that kind of family love and everything. So I think to have those two and just to catch up with them and chat to them about whatever's going on. Where I'd be, I'm not sure. I was thinking like some exotic location like New Zealand, or just even in my grand's house, something as simple as that.
Yeah, really anywhere with people you care about.
Yeah, exactly. In a garden, in the sunshine.
Exactly, yeah. And we have a question from Beth, who is integral part of TAD. She said, Nick, what was the biggest adjustment for you moving to the States?
It was annoying at first that I couldn't transfer my license over, so I had to take the whole test in Oklahoma again, which apparently I nearly failed, but I didn't, so it's okay. And health insurance is because we've just like had to do a couple of things, and then figuring out that what's not covered and what is covered and deductibles and stuff. I just want to headbutt someone because it's insane. It's absolutely insane. Yeah, but I mean, it's gone pretty smoothly. I've been here 9-10 months now, and Tulsa's actually a pretty good place to do it because it is so quiet and it's kind of growing, so it's nowhere's too far away. It's peaceful. We live by the river, so like it's been great, and we have a little dog now, so we're always out walking, and it's been a really nice change. But I still feel like I'm in the countryside. I miss being able to like walk down to the store or the shop, because I live in a village where there's like a bakery and a butcher and the co-op and everything, and that doesn't exist here. But we're figuring it out. I miss my bacon, obviously, and sausage. That's also another thing that's ridiculous to get unless it's bratwurst.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's one store by us called that has British chips. Like true British fish and chips. They bring over the fish. They have a British deep fryer. Oh, it is just, it's just the best. I try to go there as often as I can just to get a little taste of home, literally.
Yeah, and Oklahoma's pretty landlocked, so fresh fish, is not easy to come by at a budget.
Definitely. Well, that's I know my parents especially can attest to moving to the States and how difficult that can be sometimes, but we're glad you're here.
It's good to be here.
And now, Shaggy, you've from the U-Haul to the sequel to Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, guys, all of a sudden the UPS man started to get through, and there was like a fight in the street between my dad yelling at the UPS man to drive around and the UPS man saying move the goddamn truck. And it was getting loud and a little heated, so I had to move shop.
So here we are. Welcome to New York.
Yeah, even upstate, we still carry the tune.
Oh my gosh. Well, looks like you're in a peaceful place.
Sure. I'm like outside of where I grew up.
Nice. Perfect. Well, I'm going to move this question on to you now. You can spend the next hour with any two people, dead or alive, anywhere in the world. Who are you going to spend it with? Where are you going to be? And what are you going to talk about?
Well, I really appreciated your super sentimental answer, but I'm going to pick Seth Rogen. I think we'd get on like gangbusters. I got a sneaky suspicion like Seth and I have a lot to talk about.
I think, now that you say that.
And then also Seth Rogen, I just found out the other day that he's a big pottery guy and I have a pottery studio. So like we got places to meet.
Nice. Oh, you may have frozen on us here, Shaggy.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm
you-
freezing on you a little bit,
you-
man. I'm
yes,
trying to
guys,
bounce
just
between
attack him.
locations.
Woo!
You know, who would have thought that the U-Haul had the good service?
Right? Oh, we lost his video. This is
Oh, no.
live. This is live entertainment for you, folks. Yeah. So Seth Rogen, that's awesome. Who would your second person be?
Chris Pratt.
That's good.
But not like handsome new Chris Pratt who like works out and goes to the gym and stars in movies. More like Parks and Rec Chris Pratt, who was hilarious. Yeah, that's more my style, Chris Pratt.
What a party that would be! I can just imagine.
I think it would be good. I think we're gonna get on real strong.
Oh, this has been awesome. Thank you guys for being on today. Hope you've had
Thank
a good
you.
time.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for hosting.
Yeah, of course. This has been awesome. And you guys, obviously, as you guys saw at home, are two of the most talented people on the seas and on land at the moment. And I know once this whole quarantine thing is over, we're going to be seeing a lot more of you. And now a lot more people. There's a lot more fans of both of you watching right now. And those videos we show only hit the tip of the iceberg with them. So please go on, look at a lot more of what these guys can do, because believe me, it's extensive. They are amazing. So once again, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here today. It's been
Thank you.
amazing.
Thanks, man.
Of course. And there'll be another amazing TAD Talk tomorrow. Until then, have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.
See you guys. Thank you.